Hi, I'm Dr. Dewana Kendall, Managing Director of HR at Frisco ISD.
And I'm Anna Koenig, Managing Director of HR at Frisco ISD.
In order for you to understand the importance of automation and streamlining processes in our district, I want to give you some background about our community. We are located in Frisco, Texas, a suburb of North Dallas. Frisco Independent School District currently has 72 campuses with over 60,000 students and over 8,000 employees. We typically add between 1,500 and 3,000 students each year, which means we easily add over 150 teacher positions alone. That does not include other personnel such as administrators, clerical, maintenance, and etc. So that's why we have over 8,000 employees. As a public school system with limited resources, it is critical that we have systems and processes in place to handle the rapid growth that our city and school district is experiencing.
In 1 minute, we are going to show you how fast our district enrollment has increased from 1993, with roughly an enrollment of 1,900, until now, 2019, with an enrollment of over 62,000. Here is the last 25 years. The yellow dots are elementary schools, the orange dots middle schools, and the large fuchsia dots are high schools. As you can see, back in 1993, most schools were centrally located in the city center area, and building has rapidly increased outward to what used to be farmland.
In October 2018, we welcomed our 60,000th student. Our district build-out is around 80,000 students, with about 15% of our land underdeveloped at this time. The U.S. Census Bureau lists Frisco as the fastest growing big city in the nation, adding an average of 37 residents every day. With all of this growth, we know that we still have work to do to support the high standards that our community expects and our students deserve. We also recognize that we do not have a choice. In order to meet these demands of fast growth, the Human Resources Department must be efficient and resourceful to be effective.
To date, our district has 42 elementary schools, 17 middle schools, 10 high schools, and 3 special program centers, with 10 more campuses anticipated. With so much growth in our district, it is extremely critical that our resignation process is as efficient as possible because of our short hiring season. Last summer, we hired around 1,100 employees in a 2-month time frame. To facilitate this short hiring timeline, it is critical that we have an efficient process to manage the workload. We have to have an open position before we can recommend a new hire. Therefore, the resignation process is just as important as the onboarding process. For the 2017-2018 school year, we actually hired over 1,600 employees because we opened a high school, a middle school, and 2 elementary schools. Our onboarding numbers are increasing yearly. Fortunately, we are managing the increase in employee growth because we have an automated system in place, therefore significantly reducing our need to add more staff to the HR department.
Here's a look at our employee turnover rate for the 2017-2018 school year. This includes auxiliary, paraprofessional, and professional staff. Auxiliary staff are employees that are in positions that do not require a degree. For example, a bus driver in our transportation department. Paraprofessional staff are employees that support our instructional programming and include aides and clerical staff. Professional staff require college degrees and/or certifications, like teachers and principals. Another significant issue that we face is that most of our departing staff will complete the resignation form in March or April. However, their last day work isn't until June 1st, so we also need a holding place for the new hire, i.e., our new employee, and our system allows for that.
Our previous paper-based resignation process involved multiple manual steps. Because we had already been using a laserfiche process to onboard new hires, our resignation process was delaying our onboarding process. We could actually hire someone quicker than we could exit them. Basically, we were passing a triplicate form from departing employee to hiring manager to HR director to HR specialist to background specialist to benefits processor to payroll specialist, and then sending an email to IT requesting termination of rights for this person. Many times the file would be sitting on someone's desk and subject to getting lost. It was a very laborious process. Our HR specialists were trying to get through stacks of papers. We needed to take more of a systems approach. We were no longer a small district or community.
We have a short hiring season of approximately 4 months or less. We need teachers in positions by August, so they must be off-boarded quickly to allow new hires to come on. In addition, there are significant quality steps with new hires. They must have a state and federal background check, meet relevant certification requirements, have certified college transcripts, and, of course, we need to check references. We also have multiple state compliance requirements to meet. On top of all of that, new teachers graduate in mid-May. They can't apply for certification until their degree posts on their college transcripts. These are just some of the many steps in the hiring process. Additionally, we had limited storage space for all of these paper files and ran the risk of simple human error with manual data input. We needed to go paperless.
When setting out to redesign the employee resignation process, we had the following goals in mind: accurately depict vacancies, campus counts, and FTEs for positions, help set budget parameters by identifying all personnel positions and pay, eliminate errors in staffing, establish a seamless process that eliminates confusion, minimizes error, and allows supervisors to utilize a workflow. Next, we'll show you how our current solution design is set up.
First, you log into the intranet using your username and password to access our district's employee portal. The portal provides access to our unique employee dashboard that includes tiles to allow access to a variety of systems and forms across our district. There is a dedicated tile for our resignation process. Click on the tile to go directly to the employee resignation form. You'll be asked to log in again. This adds another layer of authentication so that no one else can resign you. Employees can fill out the resignation form themselves, but a supervisor can also fill out the form to resign an employee in cases where an employee has failed to return to work or needs to be exited quickly.
In this case, we'll pretend that we are an employee that is resigning. First, we'll enter our employee ID number. After entering the employee ID number, the employee information automatically populates. On the back end, Laserfish Forms is doing a database lookup of employee information from the finance system. Then we'll fill in the position that we are resigning from for an extra layer of authentication. Next, we'll confirm the person's hiring manager and their last day of work. We also ask resigning employees if they are moving away from the school district. After that, we ask the primary and secondary reasons why they are leaving Frisco ISD. For example, if they are moving to a competing school district within a 30-mile radius. Employees can choose their new district from a drop-down menu. Finally, employees can select their total number of years of experience, which is feedback to us to understand the experience level of employees that are departing. This information is important data for our school board.
So let's talk about the exit interview. The exit interview only populates if the employee is the one completing the form. It would not populate if the supervisor were completing the form. The exit interview is utilized to give us information about the employee's experience with us in Frisco ISD.
As we stated, when the employee completes the form, the Laserfish workflow automatically sends the employee's resignation form to their supervisor. The supervisor has 2 tasks to complete: to upload the resignation letter and to review and approve the completed form. This resignation notification email is automatically sent to the supervisor via Laserfish workflow. Once the supervisor opens up the notification email, they can see that they have a task and forms to complete. Here is the supervisor's task opened up in Forms. That will prompt them to upload the resignation letter. The supervisor should attach the employee's resignation letter. This is more confirmation that the employee is aware that they are resigning from their current position. They can scan it in, or they can drag from their desktop. The comments section is useful if an employee is a no-show or if the employee refused to fill out the resignation form themselves. A hiring manager can add circumstances such as they were a no-show or that they were deceased, or if they were offered another position and they chose not to take this position.
Every step in the process will be tracked in the action history on the right so that it's very easy to see where a document is in the process. The next step in the process is that the resignation form is routed to our HR specialists. The specialists review the form for accuracy and to ensure that the document is uploaded with the employee's resignation. Specialists verify that the last day listed is correct. This is crucial because the information moves into our finance system. This is important if the employee has designated that their departure is for retirement. The last day worked is reported to the state so that their retirement date can begin. The next step in the process is that the resignation is routed to an HR director to review and approve. That would be our jobs, to review that the employee has completed all the information and to note that that resignation has occurred in that campus or on that campus or in the department. Then the last step is that it goes to position control. This is important because it helps us to make sure that we maintain an accurate count of positions within our master control system. And we also know that the position is now open for rehire. In the example shown, the resignation form was submitted at 9:36 a.m. and the entire process has concluded by 10:13 a.m., which is in under an hour.
After an employee resigns, they immediately receive an email saying that the district has accepted their resignation. It is then approved by an HR director. This letter also has information about their benefits, payroll, employee contact, and access to district resources. The letter is sent to the employee a total of 3 times, immediately after the resignation is approved, 7 days before their last day worked, and the day after their last day worked. This letter was generated as we were making revisions to the process. It saves our department many hours of time. Before it was created, our HR and benefits department spent much time answering phone calls and emails from employees that had left. Employees do have access to their email account 15 days after their last day worked, and then their personal email becomes their primary email account. During those 15 days, they cannot forward or respond to email, but they can print it. An email notification automatically is sent notifying affected parties that employee is resigning, IT, the HR specialist that subscribes to background checks. Basically, we are removing software rights from these employees. We also no longer need to subscribe to the Department of Public Safety. After they completed the resignation, the document, all the approvals is saved in the repository with the rest of the employee documents.
So now let's look at some of the benefits. There are no more lost resignations, it's fast and an efficient process, and it's a time saver. We can access our documents and process remotely. We can also quickly open positions for rehire. Historical documentation for reference is also a great benefit. We have compliance with state regulations, and we can grow without adding more HR staff. The business continuity is also a benefit. We also have reporting accessible on demand and at a glance. We can monitor the process as needed. We can also provide insights about retention and provide reports throughout our district. There's also confidentiality and privacy for our employees who are resigning. There's no longer the need to walk across to HR with a paper in hand to let everyone know that you're resigning from the district. We can remotely access the resignation tile at our convenience, and then there's great customer service for our employees. Some of our takeaways and possible advice for you. Until fully implemented, there is a need for a paper and electronic process to occur simultaneously. Also, there's continuous improvement of the process. It's never closed. We also know that we need to work closely with all impacted departments, and that change is not easy, but the benefits certainly outweigh the challenges. Now that we are all using the Laserfish process, other departments have jumped in, and we have to use a priority ticket system to determine who's going to be next in the queue. We are utilizing it for our new staff onboarding, which we onboard approximately 1,600 staff per year, our staff reassignments, our staff transfers, our staff handbook acknowledgements, also staff contracts, the staff evaluation collection, our staff employment verification, and our substitute teacher onboarding. Some of the upcoming projects that we hope to have on board really soon include employee accommodation request, our position stipends, storage of our conflict resolution information, and of course, storage of all of our student files. In conclusion, we hope that you understand how important the Laserfish product is for us. Utilizing Laserfish has saved us so many hours in facilitating the onboarding process, the resignation process, and many other HR functions throughout our district. We are pleased to utilize Laserfish on a daily basis.